So the last bit of gear that I'm going to cover is for basically my stand setup or my saddle setup. Like essentially, again, I was hesitant to get into saddle hunting. I kind of saw that it was getting kind of gaining traction and popularity. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I want to get into all that. Ultimately, decided that I wanted to give it a try, and especially don't hate it till you try it type of deal. And I was actually pleasantly surprised that it worked out quite well for at least my styling of hunting, where I really like being more lightweight, and I like the idea of being able to be mobile. So again, that's probably the one thing that really caught my eye on the most, is that I would have a mobile tree stand that I would take with me and whatnot. But again, even that seemed like it was quite a process, and I really wasn't really eager to move a stand or whatnot. Saddle system is a little bit lighter, a little bit easier for me, which really made it a selling point for me. So the one I've got here is from Tuebor Saddles. This is their hammock style. So as you see, a very big piece of fabric here. It does kind of look a little daunting. But the idea was that being that larger size is that it incorporates basically a larger area for added comfort. So you can actually, have basically kind of wrapped quite a bit in the saddle itself. Helps eliminate those pinch points or areas where it just feels like everything's kind of bunched up on you. One thing that you will notice too is that for the bridge system, it does look kind of complicated with all these straps here. But it's actually, when I first got it, I was actually kind of intimidated by all the number of straps that we have and just things kind of hanging off of it. But you get the saddle on and everything just kind of falls into place. And it's just, those straps, again, are for, to be able to maintain those pinch points and essentially your customization of how you have that feel of the saddle itself. So got a strap up here to adjust your bridge and the tightness of the top part of the saddle. And then a quick little pull here, loosen the strap, tightens up the bottom part. So you can really, again, fine tune that. They have the additional straps with the loops here, so you can actually do it one-handed. So on either side, especially on the bottom part, I loop my thumb through the loop itself, pull however much I need. If I need to cinch it up, I want to feel a little bit more, tightness around the lower part of the saddle. If I want to loosen up, just pull the little tab on the strap itself, and it pulls the slack out for you. So easy one-handed operation in that regard. And then for the securing the belt, again, it's got inside part of the saddle itself. It's got a strap with a buckle system for your waist belt. Clips together, and then you can cinch it up on either side there. So typically what I do is I leave that tight as I walk in, nice and high on my waist. When I get once I'm in the tree and settled with my tether, loosen that up, cinch that or slide that saddle down a little bit for a little bit better comfort. Do have the two pouches for the gear. So this side I have my lineman's belt. On this other pouch I have my tether as well as my gear strap with bow hook on it. Now I'm not going to get too much in detail with this because it's pretty standardized equipment for saddle hunting. And then again, you can always pick on what type of bow hook you want. I'm actually looking at getting a little bit bigger one because the one I've got now doesn't quite fit all the well with the with my bow with the quiver on it. If I were to take the quiver off, it would probably work a lot better. But again, I'm just going to get a little bit larger hook to be able to manage that going forward. One thing I did manufacture myself here is I got some 550 cord and a little cinch to be able to cinch down my climbing sticks onto the belt. So as I climb up, I can do it all in one motion and not have to, climb back down the tree to get my sticks again. Pretty common setup for most individuals that run a saddle system to have some form of a way to attach the sticks to the saddle as they climb, eliminating need for multiple trips up and down the tree. So that's just what I came up with. It seems to work pretty good. It cinches down, and it has a little 550 cord cinch. Pull that down, tightens the loop. Pull that cinch back, releases the climbing stick. So, and the one thing I did forget to mention with the Tuebor saddle, or actually two things, like I said, now I can see that I forgot to mention something here. So the one other thing that I have on my saddle is this Allen, essentially bow tether here. It's basically a spring-fed or spring loaded, tow rope essentially. So I can attach this to my bow when I'm on the ground before I go up. Once I'm all set up, pull this up with the string and get in place. Now the one downfall with it is some heavy duty plastic, a little bit heavy. Also, I do have to get some more stealth strip to put on to quiet this up a bit. But I do like the fact that it's kind of spring loaded, so I don't have any loose strings kind of hanging off me. It keeps that tension on there, so I don't, basically get tangled up as I'm moving around. Whereas I come back down the tree again, it just pulls all the slack, keeping that rope out of the way as much as possible. The one thing I did want to really make sure I highlighted is, again, with Tuebor, they are, again, a Michigan company. So again, buying local type deals. So again, I'm very happy with their hammock style. Initially when I looked at it, I didn't know how much I'd be impressed with it, but it is quite comfortable. Certainly I have done some extended sits in it and ran into no issue with comfort. Again, one of the big things I was most hesitant about with the saddles especially is that I do have a bit of a bad back. So sitting in the stand for an extended period of time, I do start feeling some soreness in my back, especially in the lower back there. With the saddle systems, with the customization that you can do with your ability to fine tune the angles and the tightness of the saddle and how far you're leaning back and whatnot, very comfortable in regards to, especially with someone with a bad back, being able to stay in the tree for a long extended period of time as well. So since we're on the topic of the saddles, this is essentially my pack as I go in. So again, many different people will run it different ways. This is just what I like to use and what works for me. So most people wear a standard backpack. That's pretty common. I actually like running this sling pack here, where again, it's just one strap here and it slings over on the side. The big thing with this is I'm able to essentially still get set up in the tree without having to take the pack off necessarily. And I can also still basically get to all my equipment just by swinging that pack around. So as a quick demonstration, I can swing this pack around, get to the front part of it. One-handed, I can release the straps on the bottom that are holding my sticks. Swing the pack back around, attach my sticks to my saddle. From there, I can climb up the tree. When I'm ready for my platform, swing my pack back around, undo the strap that's holding the platform on, and I have my platform in hand, slide my pack back around behind me, and then from there, I can attach my platform, get set up, and then from there, I take my pack off, hook it onto part of the little bracket that's on my gear strap that's on the tree, and it just makes it a little bit easier for me. So again, a lot of people wear the backpacks. I like to run this. That way I can swing it around, have it in front of me if I need to, get what I need to for gear-wise, slide the pack back out of the way. One thing I forgot to mention is I display the type of sticks that I've run so far, but I didn't really highlight them. So what I've got here is a 3-stick helix, or the helium sticks, very common, kind of that mid to low price point. They're very easy to get. I actually have some of the new Latitude carbon sticks on the way. There's a bit of an issue with some giving my information to them that delayed some of the shipping, so I haven't gotten them yet. But I will be running those for the remainder of the season once they do come in. Or I have the Trophy Line platform. I think it's the EDP, I believe it is. Just fits with the pack well, and I like the idea with how the brackets line up, matches with the belt system. Relatively comfortable platform. It's not overly bulky, so it's not too heavy or too much to manage getting set up. But it is big enough to where it is still comfortable, where I can move my feet around a little bit if I need to, and not have to worry about too much with pressure points or get my feet sore or having that radiate up into my knees or anything like that, but not being comfortable in where I'm standing. Thanks for watching this segment from the Am I Hunting podcast. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you share the show with your friends. If you do want to see more, you can tune into the full episode right here on the podcast playlist. And if you're on the go, you can always listen to the podcast on any of your favorite podcast platforms. And I hope to see you on the next one.